sound is.
I'll turn you guys up a bit. All right, mic check that.
Mic check.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
1 2
Have to do this market review. Oh,
Oh,
It's
all right.
Oh wow, dropping bars. Dropping bars. Okay.
dropping bars.
Well,
on
chat,
the
chat is extra lucky today. We have a actual forex trader with many years of experience. So
I know.
Hi, guys.
I'm sure everyone knows them, but we're joined.
yeah,
luckily
gotta
by-
remind them they have the attention span of like a trout. So
Oh, that's a little bit better than a goldfish.
Yeah, goldfish. Yeah.
yeah, I can't be too harsh.
But yeah. All right. Cool. So I'm ready to get it kicked off. So last week we really weren't able to update the charts since I wasn't at my setup and we had to use Lat's setup. But we're back this week and kind of looks like I'm assuming what I was drawing here is just basically this was a range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to really look like this. We need to probably give it a little bit more time. But overall, I think this could have possibly been a deviation. We're heading back into this range. So I think that's
the weekly.
yeah. This is the daily. This is the weekly. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like some type of weekly range we have here.
Yeah, we rated all those highs over there.
Yeah, took these out because it's super clear. We had like this downtrend that fell off. So bam, bam. These were really easy to take.
Sorry, guys, my dog is like completely chowing down right now.
No worries. But
That sounds like Miz.
yeah, my ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Do you
think
guys remember the day that oil went to negative dollars?
Oh,
yeah, we were talking about that. That's crazy.
I think it comes up pretty often, but yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my god, I was like, this is like so amazing that oil went to -0, or I think it was like -40 or something.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin was still like chatting around, and I was like, look at that. Oil went to 0 and Bitcoin didn't go to 0.
It's just the best asset in the world, I guess. That's why.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's for sure it. That's all the proof we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's like all the naysayers are like, dude, it's gonna go to 0. Why are you guys even trading that bullshit?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Bitcoin can go to negative, right?
I mean,
You could pay someone to take your ledger or your treasure.
Yes. I really don't want this. Please
Yeah.
take it.
I will
it's
give you
very expensive to
150,000.
store Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's super expensive to store Bitcoin on a ledger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think from a macro perspective, it's a bit more clear now. On the weekly, we have a really defined range. This is going to be a deviation. These are little deviations here. And then same shit to the downside. And I think this is really the range that we're working in. So if it's probably, I feel, yeah, probably coming into mid range is why we're bouncing here.
Yeah, I think there's some gaps as well.
Yeah, so this kind of makes sense. But ultimately, like range bound play, like, go to the highs, usually come to the lows. If you don't get a bounce from the mid. So I really think it's kind of a make or break here. Over the next couple of weeks, it's kind of interesting. I think if we, assuming this is mid range, if we get below and we start rejecting, I would be very confident in saying that this was a deviation and we're going to head to range lows. So,
Yeah,
obviously,
if we break the structure from that high, that's to the left of that pump there. Break
this one
through
right
them.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really what I'm kind of looking for personally. And we always bring it up, like, yeah, there's like better assets that correlate closer to BTC, but oil is always a bit fun to look at and chart, and because there are some similarities in trading the two assets.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, with inflation and just commodities in general, like, there are some inverse correlations, at least that I've seen.
yeah. So I think you could probably get short. Like if you're actually trading this, probably get short right there, and then you put your stops up here and aim for range lows. Probably be a pretty good, decent trade.
Good deal.
Um,
Get the
we were
gas.
talking about the poor Europeans.
Yeah,
Oh
the
shit.
poor Europeans.
Oh, I actually didn't go much higher than what we were saying. We were expecting one more pump here, but it really didn't even go that much higher.
I'm pretty sure that this is not the gas price that is paid in. I think there's multiple tickers for natural gas. Where like there's like a euro index for natural gas, and then one in the UK as well. So I believe this one is the US, but I'm sure chat can correct me.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is obviously front ran this like this little W it had here. Um, my opinion is if you get below here, it moves pretty quick to the downside. Probably take out these lows. But
Yeah, for sure. I think that looks like a huge bearish divergence. Those two highs, if you were to look at it on like probably a daily or something, it probably is a bearish divergence.
yeah, it definitely is. Well, just these two right here.
Yeah, even those, yeah. But like even higher time
But
frames.
you could argue that that would be the dip playing out.
Right, but if you were to like jump on a weekly or something.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's bearish div.
Oof, that's a harsh bear div.
That's an ugly one. Yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, so
Look out!
you could probably look for like $5. I think it's probably fair. Fair target here. Take
You can
out
pull
these
up.
lows.
I've never taken a trade on natural gas. I should look at this more.
I mean, yeah,
I think
that's what we were saying. We need to. I actually neglected to do it because I completely forgot about it. But we were saying how we want to actually, create like start taking some paper trades or create like
Yeah.
an account with like 100 grand and start paper trading like all these different assets with like proper risk management, and just see kind of where it is within 6 months.
Oh yeah, dude, you should with the trading view. You can do all that.
Yeah, so I need to set that up.
Yeah, we should.
I'll just get on my ass to do it after stream. And
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll be on your ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure that the ticker for European natural gas, if you want to do the futures, is TTF1. Yeah, I believe that's the correct one. And if you look at it, it's going to be obviously super illiquid, but you can pull up the line chart instead. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that looks a bit like blow off toppy though.
Looks like a
yeah, I
link
think.
chart.
God.
No, I mean this alone, I think it comes back down.
Yeah, I mean there was like a margin call that broke all kind of records. I think because of
Oh, it was like
of
1.5
hedging.
trillion or something, right? I saw
Yeah,
someone like that.
like there's just like there isn't enough capital to like cover that.
Fucking
Wow.
crazy, dude.
What was that
Yeah.
like nickel or something? What was that?
Yeah, it happened to nickel as well. They had to close the nickel trading for a little while.
Yeah, just like mooned.
You know what really suck if you're like on the profit taking side
Oh yeah,
and you like have the opportunity to make like imaginable amounts of money, but you get absolutely cucked because like the regulatory side's like we can't allow this to happen. Be so pissed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On BitMEX they called it the what was it like over system overload or something?
Oh, are you talking about the clawback system?
Just the way that you'd be like trying to exit your positions with market and it just like sorry, the system is overloaded.
Oh
System
yeah.
is overloaded.
Yeah, there's like the auto deleveraging, and then there's like clawbacks, and then there's like the insurance fund. I think that like perps in general have enough liquidity to happen crazy volatility, but insurance funds exist for a reason. Never say never.
Yeah, they definitely had a fat insurance pot.
So it looks like on this is that the
Yeah,
Goldman
commodity.
Commodity Index. Our initial trade idea was all right. It took off, but got shot down by that high.
Yeah, we got wicked
Well,
out.
And then
looks like a
we're
1R right there.
yeah, looks like we're out. So my assumption would be it's gonna take out. It's a lot of inefficiency, so I think you probably come right down some of these lows here.
It's good
Yeah.
for Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's good for the corn. And I mean, what a fucking top, right? Like that's
Seriously.
ugly. That's super ugly. So it actually kind of looks like, all tops, yeah, look a bit similar, but it really does kind of look like a Bitcoin chart, right? Like you have like this huge run up, top formed, come down. These are like more bearish market structure forming along the side. You might get another leg down to clear this out. So yeah, I think commodities in general are looking a bit weak, and if risk on assets keep juicing up, it would make sense for them to pull back.
Definitely.
Check out the VIX. What were we looking at here? So it looks like it might come back and like fill this gap that we're talking about.
Yep, that's what I was expecting.
Nice. It got rejected by mid.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think we even said that at last stream is like midpoint.
yeah, dude, like literally perfect mid range rejection. Again, super good for risk on assets. Kind of curious what happens after this gap fills, but in general, keeping it under the mid range is going to be really nice for everyone looking to get long. Do you touch the VIX much or look at the VIX much, Float?
Yes, I look at it. I don't use it for. I don't take trades on the VIX, but I use it for just general volatility, trying to measure when moves might happen. But the fund that I'm trading with right now actually has the pair for you to take trades on. So
That's pretty
Is that
cool.
like a CFD or like because you don't like have to
Yeah.
do options trading with it, do you?
No, it's not. It's all CFD. It's like a futures style.
I mean, dude, some of these moves are wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you're talking, these are like fucking Bitcoin type move, like crypto type moves.
Right.
But yeah, overall, as long as we hold under the mid range here, I think it's looking good for a risk on.
It's crazy, like just looking at this right here, the way that you're looking at the chart, it's very different than the way I would look at it, but
That's what
it
everyone
makes
always
more
says. That's what everyone
What?
always says. Like you're not the first person to say that. We've had people argue that the way that I guess I look at it's incorrect, but like
I wouldn't say it's incorrect. I would say it's just different, which is like kind of interesting. I mean, not that every person I look at their chart, I'm like, oh, they're doing exactly like how I look at the chart. So like that's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everybody looks at it differently. I'm sure Lat's charts look different too. But
so what are you seeing on this chart? I'll clear it off. So
I just see like a retest of that low to the left.
oh, you think this is a retest of this?
Yeah, like a demand zone basically. If you look at like the structure going all the way to the left, every single time that we like bottomed, quote unquote, and then like ripped to new highs, all it was doing was retesting old demand. So up
see what
and
you're
then
saying.
back down to old demand, then up and then back to old demand, and then up and then back to old demand. The only problem is since where you're at right there, to the right, we've had lower highs.
Yeah, every single time. That's what I'm saying. That people are saying that you should chart it with horizontal levels due to the way like the actual core
Yeah,
asset
but it's
is
like a
trading.
compression. It could be
but
like
yeah,
pump out of there. Who knows?
yeah. All right.
How far back does your VIX chart go?
Quite a long
Okay.
fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Holy shit! Is that Dogecoin?
It really does. It really does look like it's about to fucking explode. Not gonna
I
even.
know. Oh my god. Can you imagine?
Like, look,
Everyone
anyone that
loses their
says like
shit.
this like doesn't follow like some type of technical analysis, I don't even agree. Like looking back, like this is exactly the same shit that always happens on every chart, right? This is all it looks
Yes.
like. Looks like it's
That
shit.
is like the scare that the sort of parabola you've drawn is like the scary part, right? Because we still have the was that the 2000 the COVID crash spike that went above like 82, I guess.
Oh yeah, dude. What is? Dude, people really made a lot of money on this right here. Holy shit.
Well,
Jesus.
I don't know how many people actually long the VIX. Like I don't think that's the primary like purpose of the VIX, but I
No, but
could
what
be
I'm
wrong.
saying is if you were like trading this, someone could have made a fuck ton of money in like a really short period of time.
Oh, absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
because it's just measuring the volatility. So like essentially it doesn't really it's just representing what might be happening in the S&P, long or short. The volatility is represented here.
Yeah.
You said you can trade this, right? You
Yeah, you
Yeah, I mean
can.
you can trade options on the VIX and there are CFDs.
know, look into that.
Yeah. Dude, just we like Bitcoin because it's volatile. Fuck it. Let's just
One
trade
trader
volatility
misses
instead.
making
Yeah, I
millions of
know.
dollars trading the
Actually.
VIX.
All right, let's hop over to Dixie.
Oh yeah. This is your time to shine, sir.
Okay,
No
it's
pressure.
going down.
Okay.
You think it's topped out?
I mean, I've been looking at this area where it's at right now, and it's all based off of a yearly level that I've been on my chart. Or
Do you have
actually, you know what?
a
I'll
can
just
you
send
link
it
a
to you
chart?
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Just
but yeah, like I think I sent it to you, Miz, actually, like a while ago. But it essentially went right to it, and then now we're starting to get a little bit of rejection from it. And I'll just send you a daily chart. Actually, I'll send you the yearly first, and then the daily.
show us what you're
But
looking at.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, me personally, um, for like since we started these reviews, so I guess close to 2 months, 3 months, right? I've been targeting 113 as my like final TP, and I don't think it's
Mhm.
actually gonna hit. I think there's a really good chance the top is probably in. Um, I know people have been calling the top on this for like a fucking while now, but
Well, yeah,
you're
it's
having
kind of
daily divs, having
so
weekly divs
I
too.
like to pull up really high time frame levels with currency pairs because they always seem to react, and on the lower time frames it's very tricky to time, but they are so relevant so often that it's just kind of hard to ignore. You start to notice the pattern. I mean, it's kind of like the principle with trading, right? Everyone knows that a higher time frame level makes more credence to like decisions in the larger narrative than lower time frame levels. But with currency pairs, there's just so much more history. So you go deep into the higher time frames, and then you start to see. All right, let me send you these.
Yeah, I mean, we're having it's just forming so many bearish dips here. I mean, for the past how many weeks? Like 2 months now, we've been forming like bearish dips to the upside
It's a cup and handle.
and head and shoulders.
Cup and handle on the dollar. Let's go.
And then like lower time frame, like what I was looking at is more or less this trend here. It's been holding since like mid-August. After this huge rip out of the lows, we completely fucking broke down. Did you oh yeah, cool. All right, let me
Yeah, so the euro has just gone down only for like it's been impossibly boring to trade. So
all right, can
that's the yearly chart there. So that zone of supply that basically we are tapping into.
So this like 108.8 to
Yeah,
like 117-ish.
exactly. Yeah. So the mid range is actually right on point with your analysis of 113. But like that first interaction with the supply, I would expect some kind of selling pressure. And maybe this is the start of it. And then maybe knock out some lows and then maybe retest it again, you know?
So you think like there's a chance that we kind of sell off a bit here, come back for
Exactly.
like even higher time frame like bearish div, take out these
Exactly.
previous highs, then sell off even harder.
Exactly. Yeah. That's pretty much exactly my plan.
Okay.
So like running back down into that area of the higher time frame high. Like it could be that dramatic.
Oh, so you're saying come all the way down into like the 80s.
Oh, not that far. Yeah, right.
So what, like 98,
Exactly.
96? Okay.
Or a
And
hundred and
then you have this one. It's just the daily. So is it like I mean, this thing whenever it was going down, I mean, I guess both directions. It's been just really one direction. So been going up
exactly.
really hard and goes down even harder. So you think it would just be like a huge dump to like mid 90s?
I think for right now, if you look on that chart right there, all the way to the left, that little pennant that broke down, I would say it would be like a retest of that high,
Ah.
So like
and
here?
then rebound straight back into that supply zone.
Oh yeah, because there's also like a chunk of liquidity, like a chunk of volume sitting here, right? So you're saying it bounces from here?
No, higher.
Oh, here.
Like basically those lows right to the diagonal right of your cursor,
Here.
right there. Boom. Take those
Gotcha.
out, bounce back, and then probably hit 113 and then dump. But
So you're
it's
looking,
like
yeah. So you're looking for these right here. Or
yeah,
no,
so
this.
I mostly will trade the euro dollar. So because they're so correlated, um I make my plans by looking at this, but this is just up only and
So
the euro needs some relief.
so you think something like this, and then you would get the
Exactly
major
that.
sell off. Okay.
Exactly like that.
Hmm.
I mean, it's always a little tricky whenever you're trying to look at these higher time frame supply zones for a major reaction because they often take a lot more time than you'd like it to.
For sure.
You mean it doesn't move exactly how I want it to?
What?
What?
It's like you take the trade. Oh yeah, it's here in this supply. But if you look at that daily chart, the way it reacted, it kind of kissed the supply, then it kind of backed out, and then it came back into it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Mm.
then it just kind of takes a little time to develop before it actually does the sell off.
Yeah, I mean
But the way that
these
supply and
moves
demand
though,
work on these is
it's
really, really
just
nice.
crazy moves, right? Is this seen throughout like all Forex?
Pretty much. I mean, it's mostly like a ranging market, but the ranges can be big. So the reason why I even got into Forex was because I got like hooked on leverage trading Bitcoin, like way, 2017 and lost all my money. And then I was like, well, what can I do? Now
Hell
I know
yeah.
how to trade, but like
I have
what
no money
markets can I
left.
actually trade? So I got into Forex and then like got, into all these different funding scams and was like, oh, okay, I'll try this one and then get funded and make some money and then pour it back into crypto and then keep going back and forth. And it actually was like a lifesaver during like crypto bear markets. I was like, oh, I'll just trade Forex then.
What is the euro ticker?
Euro USD.
Right here.
Yeah.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
This
And
is
it's
the
definitely
Europeans in chat are just like, don't bring it up.
so I'm looking at this going, okay, we'll probably relief and get a pump back up into that consolidation that's to the left, right there, yeah.
So
And then
bearish
go from
retest
there.
or
Exactly. Go from there. It would be basically like the same trade, but the opposite that we just looked at on the DXY.
yeah, got it. That makes sense.
Eesh.
So you think ultimately you're targeting lower?
Yes.
Holy shit.
But, it's just hard to say because the dollar is just so strong right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I do think that we keep going back up into that supply, like, 113, even higher maybe.
This was actually pretty brutal too. Like the fake out
Yeah. Wow.
broke out here and then like it went to like retest. It just
Oof.
fucking sold right off through.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
European vacation, guys, it's on discount.
Yeah.
Actually.
What do you guys think? Is Greece or?
No, so like I'm not even gonna lie to you. The past couple of weeks, or maybe yeah, I would say like past couple of weeks, I like buy a lot of clothes. I've been like purchasing all of my clothes through like European retailers just because like everything's at like a 20% discount basically.
I mean,
Oh,
for the
shit.
longest time, it was at like an actual
That is the
premium,
alpha we
right?
all needed.
Yeah, I know. Like just go to European retailers and as long as they ship to the US and if you spend a certain amount of money, you get free shipping.
Do they sell tools?
I was gonna say, is it a discount on everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, so I have no idea.
You could
But
do some
that's
sick arbitrage trading like through Etsy or something.
so
Yeah, there you
ideally
go.
what you could do is you could just I mean, how does this work with like European paychecks? Do you think that gets affected or
Well, they just get paid in euros.
yeah, I guess
I
you're
mean, if
right.
you're like, if you are, let's say you're an American working in Germany
That's what I'm
and you get
saying.
paid in dollars, yeah, then your paycheck is going further because you're probably converting your dollars into euros.
Damn, dude,
Or your
imagine.
salary is quoted in dollars and then you get paid out in the local currency. So like I worked overseas. My pay was quoted in a dollar per hour basis, but paid in the local currency. So I got to experience the back and forth of the currency valuation like on a weekly
So,
basis. It
so
was
you were a forex trader.
yeah. Just, wasn't my choice.
Involuntarily.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, I did pick up a good amount of Bitcoin while I was working overseas because they had Bitcoin ATMs. So I would just take like the cash and buy Bitcoin without KYC.
I would feel like super sketch using a Bitcoin ATM though. Like there's one actually at a no shit. There's one at a gas station. It's like the
Hmm.
most rinky gas station that's close to me. It's outside under like a little metal roof, and it's literally like Bitcoin as an option of like withdraw. I don't know who the fuck's trusting that thing. There's no
Yeah.
shot.
And every Bitcoin ATM, I'm pretty sure has like a premium of like
Oh yeah.
30% or like
Thirty
20.
Or yeah.
percent, bro.
And if you
I'm
want to
not
do
even
a
kidding. It's
transaction
ridiculous.
more than $200, you have to KYC at a lot of these Bitcoin
Nice.
ATMs. Literally, they want you to scan your driver's license. It's
No fucking
unbelievable.
way.
Yeah, they're worthless. They're completely useless at this point.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just a scam.
Jesus Christ. Let's check out fucking ES. That's all we wanted to check out for. Did you
Ooh.
have any other pairs that you wanted to check float, or is that mainly what you look at?
Yeah, I mostly watch the euro and the pound. So the pound is actually retesting
Well, that's always
major.
2.2 kilograms.
Boo! Boo!
Mic drop. Oh
What's the
man.
ticker for pound?
GBP USD.
I'll check it out. But yeah, go to the daily. Oh, so it's like range lows.
It's like triple bottom.
Does this trade along with the euro?
R.I.P. the Queen.
It's like a lag. So if you look here at the way the pound looks right now, it's almost like the pre dump from the lows that the euro just had. It always lags a little bit, but
Is it pretty close to like 1 to 1?
it's nearly, but it does the same thing when the Dixie pumps, that thing dumps, and so does
Got it.
the euro.
Gotcha.
But it's easier for me to time it. So I did a whole bunch of studying of like the ICT memes and everything with like the time time and price theory, and it seemed to work really well. So I just stuck with the pairs that trade on the London session really hard. They have a lot of volatility, and these two were the ones that I gravitated towards: the euro dollar and the British pound.
And
And
like
I
if
was
you
just able
trade
to
like the same couple assets, you get more familiar with like the way they like the price
exactly,
action,
yeah.
the way they operate.
It's just like the way we all look at Bitcoin and like only trade Bitcoin for the most part, and you get a tendency of its behaviors. And Forex has a really weird like respondents to time because it's all revolving around banking hours, you know? So like when London opens and the banks open and then, you know, the currencies start to change hands, there's normally spikes in volatility like at certain particular moments of each and every day of the week. So it's like I don't know. It's for me it definitely worked. So I'm sure, you know, if you started paying attention to those London kill zone times, you'd be like, "Whoa, that's weird. It just spiked like out of nowhere."
That's actually super
And
interesting.
then yeah, it's something that I've tried to use on Bitcoin, but it doesn't seem to work the same way.
What with like
It's like
the London Open, the New York
Asian
Open,
trading hours. Yeah.
yeah.
Asian session, right?
Well, it's like the London Open for like the first hour or so. So in Forex, there's like if you were to filter through and back test, you could basically set up like an hour window whenever London opens. And basically, if you made like rules that says like this is the only hour of each day that I'm allowed to take trades, and I'm looking for like a 2 to 1 or like a 3 to 1, you'll often see that it plays out. And then if you were to just cancel trading on any other trading hours, you just would actually stop losing money. But it
Gotcha.
doesn't seem to work with Bitcoin because Bitcoin seems a little bit less correlated.
Well, CC Mitchell just said the GPB USD just entered a bull butterfly
On the two
Holy
day.
on the
fucking shit.
2 day.
Holy shit. It's losing its caterpillar now.
I
It's
have no idea what that
evolving.
means.
Holy shit. Holy fuck. Anyways.
So
Fuck, dude.
I got a couple questions for you, Float. First, is there any sort of like VIX on Forex? Like the volatility of Forex markets? Does that exist?
No. I
Oh,
mean,
well,
for me, I only trade the majors, so the VIX for me is like the Dixie. If I know what the VIX is about to do, then I can have a pretty good rhythm on the other pairs. But
okay.
no.
All
I've
right. Well,
I've tried
that's
seeing if
easy.
there was like options for Forex, which I think there are some like scammy websites that offer like, you know, expert options or whatever those.
Really good
Mm.
spreads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or I know that I think that there are like ways to invest in like Forex trading desks or like Forex trading funds, but I haven't really looked into that too much. Probably have to like
What do you mean?
apply or have, certain, pass certain tests or whatever. But I guess one question I wanted to ask is like if anybody is interested in starting to do some Forex trading, like what would you recommend? How do they get started? All that.
All right,
What
I
to
would
avoid?
definitely avoid like all the scammy Instagram forex traders and their Telegram groups. Um, I I would say I think that ICT's YouTube videos are really clutch. I learned pretty much how to trade by learning his material, and a lot of people shit on him, but it's because he's kind of like a dirtbag.
How long has he been
Um,
around?
oh, dude, I don't even know. He's like a dinosaur. He's
Wait, why is he a
Oh,
dirtbag?
he's just got this arrogant attitude, but
Gotcha.
um,
unlike
his
unlike Miz.
material is very solid, and if you learn his material and like kind of filter through his bullshit because he talks a lot, I would say that's probably one of the hardest parts about trying to set aside time to learn his material is that he'll just constantly rant about like how people hate him and stuff, and you're like, oh my god, just get to the point. Um, but his stuff is really good. I'd say learn his material if you're interested. Get into like a funding program. Like FTMO is probably the best funding program for forex, and they're offering more stuff too. Like you can trade Bitcoin on FTMO and other cryptos, but mostly just the majors. Um, and yeah, you can put up a small amount of money with some of these forex challenges, and they'll fund you quite a lot if you can pass their test. It's like make 10%, don't lose 5, and we'll fund you. You just got to do it in like an X amount of time, which can be tricky. And sometimes, on your path to getting funded, you'll probably lose maybe a few accounts before you actually get funded. But
So what is
Mm.
FTMO?
It's like a
it's like a forex funding company.
proprietary trading desk, right?
Yeah. So I think
Uh,
right
So,
now the max you can get funded right off the bat is 200K. Um, so you put up the money to take the exam. You try to pass the exam. If you pass the exam, you get a live account with $200,000 in it, and then you get to keep 90% of the profits. But there's very strict rules. This is the hardest part about getting funded is staying funded. You can get funded, by taking a wild, dice roll on any trading pair. But the really tricky part is staying funded
mm,
because their rules are very tight. Like you can't take a trade where you could potentially have a drawdown of 5% in a single day, which I know all of us in crypto, it's like, oh, what? That's like, we do it
daily.
all the time.
yeah. So one question that I have, like for forex, is not exactly the same as like crypto, where I can just go to Bybit, create an account real quick. All I need is an email, and then I just deposit some, USDT. That doesn't exist in forex.
Well, it just depends. So you can go to some brokers where they don't really ask a lot of questions. There's some good ones. Osprey FX is a good one if you're interested in trying to like set up a forex account. And you can fund the account with Bitcoin, and then
Mm,
it's very simple. I can send you some stuff on that, but
yeah.
um, yeah, that would be like one way to just like set up an account, and it's pretty simple. They offer you quite a bit of leverage too. So if you have like a few $100 to start playing around with the forex market, you
And
can
what
get
kind of
quite a lot
leverage?
of. I think
What
you
kind of
can get
100x,
leverage
like
they?
500 to 1.
500x.
500x. Hell yeah.
I mean, the moves
Yeah.
are also like a lot smaller, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
it's definitely not crypto, guys, but it's also with the leverage it can feel a lot like crypto, and then you got to find a good broker that offers you good spreads, because that's one of the things that's in forex that you don't really see a lot in pretty much all of the whole perpetual futures markets that we
Mm.
trade in crypto.
Well,
So like,
the founder of Bybit, I can't remember his name, Ben Zhao or something. I think he came from the forex world
yeah, he
before he
did.
launched Bybit. Yeah.
Yeah, he like created some kind of trading engine or something that was like meant for forex, but he put it
Well,
on Bybit.
he did a great job.
He
Yeah,
chose
he did.
correctly.
I think Bybit's the greatest exchange that ever happened to crypto. But here's my
I'm
rough like.
surprised that BitMEX was actually the first exchange to offer like some forex pairs in the crypto space. Like, I don't know if Bybit will do it eventually,
That would be
or there's
awesome.
like too much regulatory risk. But
Could do
given
that.
Ben's, past life in forex, you would think that that would be kind of on like his wish list or like the Bybit roadmap.
I think it probably would be, but like you said, regulatory bullshit is probably so much of a headache, and I think Bybit sort of flies on
Yeah.
the edge of the gray zone where they're like trying to offer their product to as many people as possible without like stepping on anybody's toes.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think even if Bybit did list forex pairs, part of me thinks that those pairs would be pretty illiquid, just because no one really cares. In crypto, most of the time, from the people that I speak to, and you know, most people just could give a shit about forex because it's just not as exciting. It's just really not. And I think that, Prime XBT, I know that they have Forex pairs on theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a number of commodities as well and some indexes just like, S&P index.
Yeah. But let's be honest, that exchange looks like shit.
Yeah, yeah, they got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
All right, Lad, do you have any more questions before we move on?
No, I mean we can kind of talk a little bit more forex sort of at the end, but we should probably just go through the rest of the normal tickers. I don't know if we want to do. Did we do gold already?
That's
Oh,
a
we
really
did, we
scary
did.
gap on the ES right there.
Yeah.
Did you already look at that?
Not yet. Well, let's check this real quick. Let's check gold and then we'll hop back. But
Because we had a nice gold setup, didn't we?
yeah, look at that. It's just holding this. But dude, oh, man, if it gets like this is what I'm saying. Like these are like setups that I love to take because then you just have easy fucking stops on the way down. I don't really know right now. I mean, let me check out this where we're at within the range. So yeah, it's like kind of like I guess you're
There's so many
almost
stops underneath us.
I know. I mean, I guess you're technically at range lows.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could argue that this is like the range lows, and you could probably argue that like this is the range highs.
Like zone wise, yeah.
Yeah, zone wise, and then here's like looking at the distribution curve, like type thing, you know. Like here's your range lows, range highs, and then this is like, and then here's that portion. So these are probably your extremities. So I guess you could probably get long here with a stop here. I think that's probably a fair trade to take just from our RR perspective. Where are we? Right here. I think it's probably a good trade, not gonna lie. It's very valid to take. It's H12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the hardest part about this is like
Yeah, there's
gold
so much
moves
liquidity.
so slow.
Yeah, it
So
does.
slow.
It's like a fucking crawl,
Like,
dude.
bro, that trade that you just posted, that'll take you like until next November to fill.
No, it literally will. Like it's end of 2023 probably.
Yeah.
That's like a 6 months trade. Imagine
Yeah, for
holding a trade for 6 months.
15%. Just get me
Oh,
the
dude.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like actually, like what the fuck?
I'd actually rather go to the casino.
Quick, play the Barry commercial.
No, I would
the
like
Barry commercial.
actually play slots before I do this
Seriously.
shit.
Oh my God.
Holy hell, dude.
Ugh.
Yeah, but that's like really all I'm seeing right now. It's actually a valid trade. Just aim for range highs.
Yeah,
And
and
there's
those highs
just-
were never taken.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah, equal
No,
highs.
all the way at yeah. So for me, like whenever I'm looking, I'm always looking at where stops were rated. So like I see a bunch of bullish pressure that came in and swooped us way up into those range highs. But everybody who was short from the previous highs back there, yeah, at like 2020,
Yep.
they were all safe. Every single short seller that put a stop above that high, they have yet to have. Maybe they were sweating a little bit when that pump that happened in May, like came up into those range highs, but they're still safe.
Yeah, they're still haven't even been. It's not even tested. They got front ran.
Yeah,
It's
so
probably
maybe they got a
profit.
little. They might have got a little heat, but their stops were fine if they put it at the high.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and then
to
these
me,
guys
it's
down
like
here.
price likes to seek where it's gonna fuck the most people. So yeah, there's those double bottom, whatever. That's
There's so much
tons of stops
liquidity
there.
sitting down here. It's fucking crazy.
exactly. It's kind of scary. I mean, if you're a gold bull like Peter Schiff.
Peter
but-
Schiff, yeah.
Guy's so rich.
I know, right? Like,
Holy fuck. Like, dude,
Well, he
actually.
definitely didn't get rich just buying gold. I think he got rich like selling gold.
Selling
like-
gold.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
He didn't get rich buying it, he only got rich selling it.
Oh,
Well,
join my
didn't
gold
it go
club.
up like 40 times? When was that? When it had its
The
big
60s?
run up? Yeah, so what was it? 2000, early 2000s, it went up like a ridiculous amount of money in like the course of, I guess, yeah, 10 years. It went from
It's not even
to,
that good.
I mean,
to
for a
like,
commodity, it's pretty insane, right?
Yeah, I guess
yeah.
you're right. What do the
So
divs
yeah,
look like
he
here?
was probably hanging out, you know, in the early 2000s, investing in gold and thinking it's the greatest thing, and then he's like, "See, I was right."
Holy
And then
shit.
for literally years, he sat at 50% markdown, and then now we're back up there again.
There's so
Because
many.
even that
Yeah.
consolidation there to the left was like a considerable amount of time. That was like
Mhm.
7 years or some shit.
Oh my god.
Actually,
Uh,
like, I don't know what would happen. Like, if crypto turned into this, I actually don't know what would happen.
oh, everyone will leave. Everyone will fucking leave.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go somewhere else, like, with better volatility. This is it's unbelievable.
And
Yeah.
the crazy thing too is like when gold moves on lower time frames, it moves pretty hard. Like I would say if there was something that moved similar to Bitcoin whenever you're looking at lower time frames, it would be gold.
Well, that's because Bitcoin is the digital gold.
Okay, Barry Silver.
Jesus.
So
And
yeah.
Litecoin is digital silver.
Yeah, investing in Litecoin today.
What is that Lee guy? What's his name?
Oh,
Didn't he like sell the
Charlie?
top and bottom of
Charlie.
every single
No
market
one
cap?
I think
like
he created a crypto top.
no one
Yeah, he
likes him.
did. He literally sold the actual top of Litecoin.
No one
Yeah,
likes
yeah.
him at all. It's
Why is
hilarious.
he's like, well, crypto's a scam. I'm dumping my bags. I'm getting the hell out of here.
You can't even be mad at the guy though. Like
He just looks
No,
like
yeah, I
this
mean, he took his
stone.
money
He
and he
just
got
looks
out.
like some stoned guy who's just like, yeah, I made this thing. It's called Litecoin, and everybody's like, what's that? And he's like, exactly.
It,
that's
vastly
actually
proves
like
Bitcoin.
crypto in a nutshell though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, I think low time frame. Like if I'm looking at this as like, okay, I have no idea what the asset is. I think like you can short a breakdown and probably take out these lows and take out these other resting stops over there to the left. Alternatively, high time frame. I think it's a very valid setup to also get long here, stops here, because it would be a
So you're
clear.
saying it could go up or down? It's gonna
Yes.
go up or down.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
What's the I
both
mean,
those
you
are good
can
setups.
trade gold on most crypto exchanges, like with PaxG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I don't
think
know, like the leverage
wasn't
limits
FTX
on.
the first to do that?
They might have been. I think they were definitely before Bybit.
Yeah, I think it was on FTX first.
So I think the max leverage on Bybit's gold is 15. I want to say maybe 20.
Ooh,
12. Never mind. It's 12. So I mean, I guess that's something.
yeah. Well, if you just sign up on Osprey FX, you can get 500 to 1.
Wait, on gold as well?
Yes. Yes.
Holy
No
shit.
shit. Okay.
Signing up today?
That's signing up
Hang on,
now.
let me go collect my ref link that I
Yeah,
buried
go
somewhere.
plug that ref link real quick.
Yeah. How to get liquidated on an asset that moves on average like 1 BPS a day.
But literally.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, let's check
Leverage
out
is a
ES.
powerful drug, man.
Let's check out ES. Like pretty decent open, right?
Yep.
Gapped up, kind of swept this level that I have here. I guess there's some type of consolidation that happened here on the way down, being rejected by. Definitely come down and fill this little gap here. I think we could see a reaction here, and then we continue up. ultimately, like, yeah, this is my level. I'm still long from the lows on this one. Um,
It's the
so
What was your
scariest
entry
thing
again?
about the ES is the
I
way that it moves like that.
Yeah, I think it like this definitely gets filled, but I kind of want to see the reaction after this gap's filled, right? Like this is what I'm most interested in. I think if like you don't get any type of rounding here or like quick buybacks, I think we definitely head for this gap here that I have lined out. And I think from this one, this is like the gap that I actually want to see filled because I want to see like a genuine like bullish type market structure formed on ES so that we can actually start putting in like highs, right? Like I don't want just these huge rips to the upside that just get taken out in like one down, one go. I want a sustained type upward market move. So like having efficient market, efficient movements along the way, like clearing up these gaps is something that I really want to see.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. I
even if it
100%.
doesn't, even if it like kind of cucks us in the short term, like ultimately in like the longer term, please like fill out these inefficiencies so that it's not shit that we have to worry about in the future.
Exactly. I'm 100% with you. Shit, scary looking.
Do you float? Do you chart the S&P on like a CFD, or do you use like the ES futures? Like, what is there? Do you
I
find any
normally
difference?
use ES futures. Yeah.
Okay, because like the CFDs obviously won't have the kind of gaps that ES futures will have, right?
Right. So if you're trading on the CFDs, which is where I would actually place trades probably, at least right now, um, there's no gaps or anything like that.
Mhm.
But if you're looking at it from this perspective, it gives you a lot more insight into, like you were saying, just worry zones where you can pretty much expect price to come and like at least test it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people use the CFD to kind of get around the like they want to see how it's trading like all hours without necessarily having to pay for like the super expensive trading view subscription. It's like kind of a little hack, but
Dude, it's
doing
like
all your
$5 a
charting.
month.
Is
it's
it $5 a month?
it's like
I don't
five
know.
bucks a month
Mine's like 50 a month. I'm getting
for
it's
for
getting old.
ES.
N- um
Oh, I
to
thought
get
you were
the
just talking
instant
about
data?
trade.
Yeah, instant data on ES is like 4.90 a month or something.
Wait, what?
Yes. How much are you paying?
I think I paid my last yearly subscription was like $600.
What? I mean, you might have like the pro version or whatever that
Oh
like
yeah, I
it's
definitely
all
have them.
included.
Yeah.
Like I have the pro version as well, but I think there's like different tiers. All you need to
Yeah.
do is get the first tier of pro subscription, and then you just pay for like the ES, and it's like I think
I
my
mean, if you look at different ticker pairs, then yeah, you'll see the gaps. And like if you look at like Awanda's SPX 500, that one I'm pretty sure doesn't have gaps. But
this
if you're looking at like the E-mini futures on CME, you're gonna be able to see it. So what is that? That's the
this one.
well, yeah, that's one you were just on. But if
Yeah.
you were to go to like Awanda, which is a forex broker that offers S,
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. What's the? Is it SPX?
Yeah, no, yeah, we just saw it. It's like the green index CFD, almost the very bottom of that list.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So you see how it doesn't have the massive gap that ES has.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So
I like trading with the gaps though,
No,
because
I know
yeah,
that's. I think it's important for people to look at both.
okay, yeah, that's probably fair.
amen, brother.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, so
Uh,
let's kind of see what happens at here. I think if we round out, we're good for higher. I think if this holds, we just like kind of take out these highs. Like I don't think there's a whole
right.
lot sitting in here. Um, this is where I'm gonna probably close my longs. Then my like, you were asking, my long is from 3906, I believe, right where my line was here. So the trade was something
Hell
like
of an entry.
the
Whew.
trade was this 3855 is where I was wrong.
Oh,
Uh,
did you get stopped out?
I did not.
Oh,
And then I'm aiming for 4225 or something. So this is a trade that I took.
And what index are you using? Like
I just use like S&P, like whatever, whatever on TD, Ameritrade.
okay.
So when you would take a trade like this, is there any point where you start to trail your stop, or like do you literally just set it and forget it?
Just because like it's like 100 grand and it's like 8% move, so it's not like I'm gonna it's not like life-changing money for me, so I'm just gonna set it and forget it. It more or less was just me having exposure to the market in a trade and having more
Mm-hmm.
like skin in the game to actually like focus on taking these trades, because like charting it and paper trading is like definitely one thing, but like if I'm putting my actual money on the line, I'm gonna
Mm.
really focus and like, all right, what is this PA going to do? um so it's really like, no, I'll probably set it and forget it. Like, I mean, I guess I could like close if we come back down here. Like, I think moving stops to here is probably even fair. Or I could just move stops to break even because like this should be the low, which I'll
Right.
probably do. Like, I'm not gonna lose money on the trade if that's what you're asking. Like, you're
Yeah,
probably
I'm
right.
just
Like,
wondering, like, because I know how like I trade my funded accounts is just completely different than how I would trade crypto for the most part. Like I have all these different types of like conservative approaches and like risk management stuff, and like um I don't know. Like I know like it's probably completely different with the way you trade your TD Ameritrade versus like how you would trade on Teal Street with Bybit.
oh,
You know what I mean?
100%. Like, I literally went in, like, market bought whatever X amount it was, probably slipped off. I have literally no idea. Like, I literally
Yeah.
just bought how much account balance I had, and I'm like, all right, this is where it's gonna go, and I'm gonna sell. Like, that's literally like,
But I
that's it.
think that there's like a really big alpha to anybody who's trading that has like more than one account and treats them all like completely different as far as like your psychology towards trading.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I completely agree. I think that's good.
like a slow pace and like you know, then you have your fast pace, which gets you all that dopamine, you know,
Hell
and sort
yeah.
of also just feedback, you know, quick feedback, and you make adjustments with your the way you're thinking about trading and stuff.
Yeah.
But
So what I did was, that you say that, it's a good reminder. I had a account that I put like $1,000 on, just for shits and giggles, and all I traded was H4 charts on that. I remember, I told Lad about it like a while ago.
Yeah.
That H4 account outperformed like my regular trading account for a decent period of time.
exactly.
For like over a month, I was performing better trading only H4. I mean, like over like the entire, like, if this is my entire trading period, it outperformed it within this period, not the entire duration. But like
Yeah.
the fact that it did outperform within a certain period of time definitely goes to show you like certain market conditions I wasn't favorable in, or like my mindset wasn't in the correct place. I was off sides, or lower time frames, something like that, where the higher time frame was giving me a better edge. So yeah, I noticed like throughout that certain period of time I was outperforming my regular main account
Yeah, I
trading like
feel
lower
like
time
there's a
frames.
really good there's like a it's a way to kind of hedge against yourself to be able to take like this trade here that you're showing and sort of all right, that's that, and then I'll go check it later on and it's working out, and you there's not really like an attachment to grabbing quick profits just to have quick profits and then have to research for an entry. It's like the whole entry was valid in the first place.
Yeah, and
And
also
you
like I'm not
let
using
it go.
leverage. Like, the money that I'm making isn't like
Yeah.
significant, like majorly significant to me. So like those are also like things that I think in a sense negatively affect me trading like day to day, right? So like day
Yeah,
to
I
day
think that's
trading, I have like X dollars. Like this, like if I see this in a trade, I'll look to like take profits or exit regardless of where I am at like on the trade. Now it's usually not like, fucking 50 points away from the entry. Like, I'm not using 100x leverage, but there's definitely psychological levels where I'm like, okay, this is like a really good trade. I'm going to just like go ahead and take some profits because I'm already up like money that means something to me. So like
exactly.
this like value that I see on the screen, that's why I usually take profits too early, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think lower, like accounts with lower balances, lower leverage, you don't see those like amounts of profits that are really like impactful to you personally until you're closer to target, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think trading lower leverage, lower size allows you to like actually hold your trade to fruition
Mm-hmm. And
much
then it can give you
easier.
that confidence for just in general, like the convictions of taking future trades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I think that's a good alpha piece. And like if no one else has tried it, like toss like a little bit of money into an account and like just
Mm.
trade it like a higher time frame, or if you're like a high time frame trader, throw it in like a an account and trade only like lower time frame. Like definitely I would suggest like playing around with different ways to exploit your
Yeah.
mind, I guess in a sense,
I
your
think
trading
it
mind.
helps to have more than one account. So then you have that other account that you're sort of chill on, like you're saying, and very relaxed. You have your stop, your take profit. Everything is basically you know how much you're gonna lose if it's wrong. And then you have your other account that you're like actively trading that you're just sort of,
Mm.
in and out of the
Yeah.
market.
Create a sub account, and then on your terminal or your charting platform, just get rid of everything except for that time frame.
Yeah,
That's
and then
actually a
you
really good idea.
Yeah,
just
kind of
build
hack your
the
psychology.
most amazing system. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Hack it.
Hack it.
yeah, I mean Sam brought that up to me and like that's probably one of the biggest pieces of alpha that I ever got that was like very blatantly obvious, but he just like whenever things are really obvious but all you need to do is like hear it. It was like
Yes.
just make ways to like
Yep.
not use leverage with your like current money, and like I still want to trade size, but like I don't want to leverage trade size. So like how do I do that? I just like trade spot instead.
Yeah.
So like that's why I transferred like a significant amount of my money to spot. And
That's smart decision.
yeah, so like that's like a way that I kind of hacked it. But okay, let's all right, ES, I think this is kind of what I'm looking for. Like I said, fill out this lower gap here. If it doesn't round out, I think we head down to the retest 4K.
That would be very bad for Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I think it would um coincide with taking out stops, because right now we're pulling back, right? This is just a very small pullback, and then like we haven't covered Bitcoin yet, but like if we hop on a lower time frame here, we're moving up. We're just completely, basically decorrelated for the most part, like low time frame, completely
Oh,
opposite, right?
thing wants to bust.
I know, it's fucking, dude, it's so much pressure.
Dude, it just wants to bust.
Yeah, so um,
Consolidation at resistance.
I,
Exactly. Oh my god.
I
It's gonna
think
do it without me, isn't it?
It's not too late. Just like if
Just
we
market
actually,
buy now.
so if it, that's what I'm saying. Like if we round out here and just like deviate below this gap, then we drive higher, like Bitcoin's gonna definitely run. But I think if we do get like a pretty hard sell off, like through this gap, like if we get one of these, and then we just start like nuking it down like one candle to fill this, like just chasing this liquidity, I think that's whenever we might see some actual pressure on Bitcoin from like traditional markets. But Bitcoin's so strong right now, like these little like micro like 5-10 point moves on ES, I don't think are going to affect it too much for the most part, because we're clearly in like a pretty solid uptrend.
what do you have marked as like the next resistance level on ES?
It's right here,
Like,
2100, and then above that, like I'm just aiming
yeah.
for these highs. It's
Okay.
4220 to 4240, and I think takes this out. And I think there's a gap here,
Yeah.
um, right here. I think the gap gets filled. We at least deviate above the gap. Like I don't think it's gonna tick it and go boom. Like
Ooh, that looks good.
there's gonna be a lot of momentum. I think if we come up this high, So I'm expecting it to kind of carry through the gap and maybe come up into this, 4240 area. Because then you have some stops here that might be difficult, right? You underside retest of this distribution. So I think those are all like really good options.
I
Or
like
good,
that gap. It looks like a perfect place for it to go, honestly.
yeah. Because look, I mean, you know how many stops are resting here?
Yeah, and if you look at the way that that gap was formed, it's like another tap of it right before it nuked
Yeah,
down.
you had that,
Yep.
and then you had it come back up, fail the fill. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good setup. And then
Yeah.
we're gonna have the same type of correlation with Nasdaq. I mean this has been pretty fucking bullish up only. I mean we completely went parabolic. Um, so yeah, I think probably come back down, retest 1250 or so, 12,500 I guess it is. And this would coincide with filling that first gap on ES. If we if the first gap on ES doesn't bounce and we head down to that second one, the lower one, my guess would be we probably test this block of volume. So maybe like 12,350 or something. You could probably see price come down to, and then we bottom and head up, leaving this as more of a, the low as well. So I think those are two things that I'm kind of looking for on Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq trades much more like ETH. That's what I've noticed. ETH follows the
Yeah, it
Nasdaq
does.
pretty closely.
A higher beta, right?
Yeah.
You ever watch the US 30?
That was brought up like a couple weeks ago. I personally don't look at it, but
Popular in Forex, right? Or the like
Yeah,
CFD exchanges.
I think uh I think it's a really good pair to watch.
so what do you see like higher time frame?
Well, it's like
Oh,
basically at the highs, but
yeah, it is.
um
This looks
I
like
don't
it's
know.
about to
I
rip.
just I kind of clump those together. I always put the NAS and the ES and this one in the same watch list and kind of just go back and forth. They all move a little different, but um it does seem to have like a nice little move every now and then.
I mean, fuck, on a weekly, this really looks like a fucking bottom, dude.
Yeah. Wait,
Well,
Yeah,
why are we looking at bonds?
wouldn't that not be good?
this is the 30 year.
Yeah, we're
This
looking. That's 30-year bonds.
What do you want?
He's talking about the
the US 30.
US 30. Are
Like
we? Wait,
this?
That one, bang.
What the hell is this?
no, this is Dow Jones. I thought you were talking about. Oh yeah, it is the Dow Jones one. Okay. No, you're right. Yeah.
This looks good.
Yeah, but it's basically right there at the highs of the or I mean
I mean, you could
the
also
retest.
argue that like it broke out and you're retesting and now it's driving higher, right?
Mm, I don't know. I see it as a retest of
This order block.
market structure, and now it's like retesting demand.
It's probably a daily, right? Yeah. So it's just like
Yeah,
rejecting off daily order block.
exactly.
Probably not a great look.
But on the other side over to the left, it's just climbing stairs of demand. So it just depends. I mean, this is the
So up or
same.
down?
This is what I'm saying. Like with the clumping together, US 30, the Nasdaq, and the ES, they all move basically similar. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, Dow Jones and ES and Nasdaq, they're all like the major indexes, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't this one have like more like
The Russell.
oh
Russell
yeah, the
2000.
Russell? What is that?
I don't think anybody trades that.
No. Just curious what it looks like. Never actually looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
This looks whatever. What happened here? What does that look like? If I can move.
That was the COVID crash.
Yeah, post-COVID crash.
Did this go higher? Like, was this a
No.
higher beta than ES or no?
No shot.
I think it was.
Wait, what? I mean, it's like lower cap stocks as well.
Out of the lows to the very high, 152.
And then ES was out of the lows.
Dude. Fuck yes, Russell it is.
Oh god.
This is like, give me whatever has the most percentage to it.
Yeah, I know.
Just whatever. Give me the
D-Lob
VIX.
and-
Someone put leverage on the VIX.
It's a good thing you can't leverage trade penny stocks. I mean, you kind of can. You actually kind of can.
Actually, yeah.
Wait,
But you
how
need a
how
brokerage account.
and how is that?
It's called options.
I know.
Although
Just
your
fucking
broker
around.
probably won't let you trade options on penny stocks.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Dude, there was some place I was looking at to try and get into all that stuff, penny stocks and stuff, at one point in my trading journey, but I never ended up doing it. I think it was called like Zero or something, Trade Zero.
Ooh.
I want to say that's what it was called, but yeah, you needed a minimum deposit of like I think it was like $3,000 to $5,000, and you couldn't actually have an account unless you were to deposit that much. And then there was like all these different random penny stocks.
Shit coin,
And-
like shit stocks.
yeah, and I was watching some guy who basically would wait for like a vol spike where just whatever penny stock would rip on the week. He'd just run to it, short the shit out of it, and then just collect every single time. And that was his strategy. I have to find the guy I was looking at, but this was years
The
ago.
only interaction that I'm aware of, or I guess the only thing that I've dealt with penny stocks is a guy that I used to train with. He put $10,000 into a brokerage, and he ran it up to like 3.1 million trading
Nice.
COVID penny stocks,
Hell yeah.
and he lost it all. He gave it all back, all of it,
all 3.1 million.
all
And I'm guessing
3.1
that-
million.
When did he start trying to make it back? Like, was it at 2 million where he's like, no, it's fine. I'll just do some more trades.
Oh,
so
dude, I
can
mean,
get back
the
to 2
account swings were like, he went from like 10K to, and then like he went to like 500K, then it went to like 100K, then it was like 2 million from 100K, then it was like all over the fucking place. But I saw the account at the all-time high. It was like over 3 mil, and then he basically washed the 3 mil to about 500K, and then he ended up gambling the 500K on crypto and lost.
I really hope that was in one tax year.
It was, yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was all in 2020. Yeah.
He was
That's
about to like
insane.
legit be homeless.
Yeah, he was calling me. He was super worried. Like, he was like almost crying on the phone and shit. Cause like he was really worried that he would have to pay that back in taxes. Like, he was showing me his 1099 stuff. I'm like, bro, I'm not a fucking tax expert. Like,
Yeah.
like you might be fucked, you might not. I have no idea. But apparently, like, it was like washed or whatever, and he didn't actually have to pay anything.
Yeah, it's I've seen some posts on like Wall Street Bets of people that basically made an absolute metric fuck ton of money at the end of, let's say, like, I don't know, 2021, and then into 2022 they lost it all, but they still had realized gains, and they didn't hold any of that for paying their tax. So
What happens?
the IRS can audit you or start garnishing your wages. They can, I guess, take you to court.
Like, hey, we're suing you. Made 3 million. You lost it all. We're suing you for 3 million. Okay, bro. I don't even have a fucking house. Like,
Yeah, they'll garnish your fucking wages.
what the fuck?
Hey, we
Like,
noticed
people
you
go
were
to
working
prison.
at McDonald's, and we'd like some of that money, please.
Yeah, you're $15 an hour. We need half of it.
They, they don't discriminate.
They give no fucks.
We don't give a shit what color your collar is. Give us your money.
No, actually, dude, that'd be fucked. That's actually pretty rough. All
I
right,
hear King Henry doesn't have to pay an inheritance tax though.
Oh,
that's privilege. Can't even claim bankruptcy on taxes anymore. They will
yeah.
do a 30-year payment plan. Jesus Christ. Oh, dude,
At
I'm
that point, just
going to another
literally
country.
move.
I'm going to another
Move.
country. Like, I'm sorry.
Give up your citizenship.
Yep, fuck this. I'm out. Like, extradite me or something. I'm gonna go fucking live in the woods. Like, if I'm down, like, actually, I'm not. You think I'm fucking joking?
30-year payment plan.
Like, let's say, in theory, I lose like my net worth, and I have to pay taxes on it, and it's like 7 figures. I'm just like, and I have to pay that back. I'm probably just gonna like go off grid or like live in the woods or something. Like
Yeah.
I'm better off enjoying my life like away from everything than paying back a debt for the rest of my life.
Dude,
Yeah.
amen. I'm gonna cheers to that. right
Like
now.
actually, bro, like there's no shot I'm paying shit back for 30 years. Fuck you and fuck your repayment. I'm fucking hopping on a goddamn plane and flying somewhere else. Get the fuck out of here. I don't file quarterly. All
Oh
right.
man.
All right, let's check out Bitcoin.
Yeah. Sorry for all the feds listening.
Yeah, that was a fake conversation.
This stream brought to you by
yeah.
the IRS. Currently hiring.
My God.
So the daily, I mean, out of these lows, fucking looks really good, like really fucking good. You know the meme W fucking formation. Clear this out. Right, like basically front ran this wick. You had a daily bull div, and now we've basically just left everyone and their brother sidelined.
Yep. Including
Bro,
me, even though I longed 18.6 and then closed it at 19.4 like an idiot.
and we broke out of this fucking downward pennant, whatever, downward wedge.
Ronnie's calling you out.
Yeah, he said, I know we're fucking bouncing back inside the goddamn channel now. Trend line is it's fake news. I suppose. This is fucking crazy. I'm currently sidelined and coping. This is terrible. Like lower time frame. There was like it was so obvious. Like there was fucking so many bull divs at the fucking lows. And I even posted in the Discord. I literally spent like an hour writing something up about like being agnostic with market structure and like making sure that you take emotion out of it, because even though we're so close to the lows, there's all of these things that are popping up that, you know, that this is a low and that we're gonna bounce. And I literally was saying all of it right here whenever I bought spot. And then I just holding my spot, and then my fucking actual perps account, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna TP for 1%. Completely missed the entire run up after I spent an hour pulling data and charts together. Is so fucking annoying. So yes, I've done nothing but watch this pump without me.
Welcome to my life, Miz.
Look at Chapman.
Where is this? It sounds like a Bitcoin maxi. Let me guess. You're gonna say BTC to 100K next. Well, your guess would actually be wrong. EMA squeeze next. Yeah, we'll do the 69 EMA 420.
If we can bust through 22, we're going directly to $23,332.
Oh. All right, guys.
All right.
Put an alert on your charts.
Yeah, real quick.
To the dollar.
I know. Refunds, please. No.
Like
So
if these highs get pushed hard, like we are right now, we're just kind of pressing into them. This like double top that's over there by your EMA. we're just kind of like pressing into those highs.
Yeah.
If we push through that hard, yeah, we're gonna go straight to $23,332.
I mean, to be transparent, I'm still short. So listen,
All sides, though, right?
so I shorted around here. I got stopped out here. Fucking slipped like $50, $100. Then I was sidelined afterwards. Although I am still holding spot from like 18.6. Like it was an incredible entry.
Well, then you're still winning.
Oh, was it a
Oh,
good entry? Oh,
You were
yeah.
just hedging. You were just hedging,
Hedge
bro.
it. Yeah, cope. No, but that's like another one of those things, like we were just talking. I'd put all the money. That's like another, like I had the H4 account. Now I have the spot account, and the spot account's like much more like just set it and forget it.
yeah.
But something that I'm short 21657, so I'm underwater by $100. Yes. But I do like, what do I want to see? Like me personally, a lower time frame. I would love to just see a flush and then the buyback just like absolutely rip to the upside.
That is exactly what I am waiting for. That drawing that you just put is going directly into my last order.
Yeah, so I think you have like this gap of air right here. Then you have this order block and this order block. I think it might like say like, oh, I might do this, this, or this, but I think you get a low forming like below this order block, above, or like right after you run these stops. But uh, I do think we come down and run this one at a minimum.
That's what I want.
I'm still remaining
I'm in disbelief, honestly.
disbelief. I know I am too, but to be honest, this is just what I'm waiting for. My only scary thought is I think literally every single person is waiting for these levels, so it's gonna either be like these never happen, or we're gonna completely blow through them and come back down to like 19.8 or something, and just retest these highs. So I think there's like two options.
Like a cascading wick or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, how often is like every single person ready to fucking catch the perfect
I
entry?
feel like I've seen this movie before. You know what I mean? Where Bitcoin rips off of a low, we rip through and start breaking market structure, and then it presses into the next like local liquidity zone, which is pretty much exactly where we are right now. And then everyone is ready to get long. I mean, and then it just pumps without anybody like being able to get in. And it's the most annoying thing because it's happened to me like so many times. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm one of those guys right now. I'm waiting for like a 27 or 20,799 retest or lower, all the way down to like 20,500, pretty much.
Like I'll just let this fucking short get blown out. Like fucking let whatever. But like I'm not buying here. Like I'm just refused to buy here. This
I know,
feels
I can't do
like
it either.
such a fucking well before we hop into like really low time frame, I do want to show like one other chart. And it was like the fibs chart that I pulled. Is this the one? No, but it'll work. Because it's still right here. So this is a really old chart. But what I think was super interesting is what is it from? You have that fib, and then you also have from this breakdown here. So I think what's super interesting is like this level here, like this 618, and it's also the 382 from the top. Like really fucking a whole lot of confluence here. Like ultimately, I think this is like a more higher time frame target that we might get like by end of year, into the end of the year, assuming that this is some type of bottom formation. I've been preaching that this is like a local bottom for a while now, but I think 37K is a nice level. I know everyone's like, "Oh, you're fucking bro," but I don't know. Like
That would be crazy.
it would be
I mean,
testing
I
the
can see
underside
it.
of this distribution.
Exactly.
You would clear out all of this bullshit, and then it is a bunch of inefficiency here. So above here, it probably goes here pretty quickly. So it's
I mean,
kind
high
of
time
That would be
frame.
amazing. we could all
Yearly,
make the money back.
Yeah. Yeah, how many people would actually make money on this though, right?
Your dad's never coming back.
So yeah, from like a really high time frame perspective, like months out, like I'm pretty fucking bullish. Like I'm not gonna lie. I think this
All right. So for me, the bullish narrative happens in this area, like from a market structure perspective, like on the big weekly, like old market cycles, what we did was we came down and we retested like that big weekly breaker, and we're respecting it and we're bouncing out of it now, which to me is like the biggest thing because I mostly watch just market structure. And I mean, I was concerned for sure that we might blow out the low from 17, whatever that we hit
yeah,
earlier this year.
back
But the
here, right?
way, yeah, like
Hmm.
right there, yeah. But if you were like on the weekly time frame, like just jump on the weekly real quick. All right, now go to the 2017 top. Oh fuck, this doesn't have it. What the hell, Binance?
How does Binance not fucking have that? What the? This will have it.
Yeah, go to
20.
like BitMEX or something. Yeah, so now on the weekly time frame, just draw a box on that last buying candle of the 2017 top, like the body of it. Yeah, all the way over. So we really cleanly have retested this and are finding support.
And you're saying that's like the first time that we've actually retested.
Actually retested it exactly. So for me, this is the line in the sand, and it's kind of a big line, but when you look at this zone on lower time frames and the way that price interacts with this area, I've shown you charts before, Miz, and both you guys, but it's like insane how much pressure comes in as soon as it starts to touch it. So for me, this could for sure be a bottom. Now, I don't know if we're like totally done fucking around with this range. It could take a while, but
Yeah, I mean, these are some convincing, like, look at the wicks. I mean, we're leaving all body closes significantly above
yeah.
like 19K level. Like anything below 19K on the weekly is bought up pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah. Exactly. So
And the
I,
way
I
that we
don't I
pushed
don't
out of
disagree that
this,
we could be bottoming here like on the high time frame. And I don't think there's ever been an instance in Bitcoin's history ever where it retested an old cycle top. This is the first time
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's bad
Yes. Probably
or
bad.
if we're just or if we're just maturing, you know what I mean? Like as a general market, like if you look at the log chart of Bitcoin, it kind of does go a lot more rounded. You know, the beginning was obviously parabolic and it looks like insane, but to me, like on the log chart on the high time frames, this looks like a basic retest of market structure before we go higher.
higher. Yeah. No, I like that. I never even really looked at the log chart. I know like people look at it. There's like that the Into the Cryptoverse dude that does all like the cool like crazy ass charts and stuff. I think he's more of like a high time frame trader, but I know he uses log a lot, and I think he uses the same theory that these $20,000 levels are retests of previous highs before heading higher, and that as we can continuously push higher in price, the log chart becomes more and more relevant.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like as we like mature as a market, because in the start, Bitcoin was like a penny. If you look at like the BLX, the um, what was that ticker? The Brave New Coins.
Yeah. Liquid index.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can see like when Bitcoin was born, essentially, all the way
Holy
to present
shit.
day. And you throw that thing on a log chart and you just look at how we just like scammed to like,
Holy shit. That's actually kind of cool.
Yep. Yeah. I think.
Holy shit.
you
Yeah,
know what
so
I
this
mean?
is the
So
diminishing
this is what I
ROI,
mean about
right?
like a rounding maturing like S curve market. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what we're looking at right here is more similar to like the adoption of microwaves than it is to like the stock market.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's a cool analogy. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we tested some of the lows from 2013.
What?
$7. No problem, boys.
Yeah, there's some liquidity stops. Gotta get
I
on,
see a gap. I see.
Yeah, there's a little gap right down here.
Yeah. But that's the
No.
thing, is like, doesn't technology normally
Yeah.
get adopted in an S curve, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
if this is that, which so far that's what it seems like, then it would make sense that over time we start to S curve out, you know what I mean? Where this would make sense, a retest of old cycle tops. But
Absolutely. I think that's cool.
there's so many things to take into account, but the fact that me and you are not like balls deep long from the bottom that we called is ridiculous.
I know. What am I doing with my life?
I need
I
I
think
just need one little retest, please. Please give me
what
intrigue.
somebody did we say last week? We're like, I'm not longing until we hit price discovery.
Dude,
that
remember
last
when I
week?
used to work?
No
I remember
longs
doing that
until
on Ethereum and on Bitcoin at $1,000, and it was amazing.
good times. Good times. Take me back.
Oh, look at this. So like,
I remember when Bitcoin hit $1,000 for the second time. And I basically spoke to all my family members and was like, you need to take every single dollar that you have and you need to invest it into this. And every single one of them thought that I was insane. They were like, are you kidding me? That's fucking retarded. And I was like, listen to me. This is the newest, this is the best thing that's ever gonna happen. You gotta invest in Bitcoin. It's only $1,000 now. And then literally like what, 6 months later, it's like $20,000 and they're all calling me. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
you're
Why
not too
didn't you
late.
try and convince
Yeah,
me
why
harder?
didn't you
Why
try
didn't
harder? You
why
should have
didn't-
made sure I bought some.
Yeah,
Dude.
exactly.
Ugh.
That's why, like, I've noticed, like, not even like it's better to just act like you don't know anything about it with like people that you're close to, like
100%.
friends, family,
100%,
acquaintances.
absolutely.
Like
Do
whenever,
not tell anyone you know that you're into this.
yeah, I know. Like a huge mistake that I make is like whenever people ask me like what my hobbies are, like obviously jujitsu, and then like yeah, I trade all the time, and then like
Grinder.
that is the like I've learned now I don't say it anymore. But like that is such an unbelievably big mistake because then everyone, what's the new coin that's gonna go up?
Are you long on Shiba?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you know when the next bull market is?
Did you hear about this coin called Dogecoin?
Yeah, dude. So like that's what I've learned. That bring up
Yeah.
anything about trading or like the alternative is they think you're like a fucking TikTok type trader, like post about like moon coin and all these other like wild ass like scam coins. And then that's like the other way they look at it, like what can I put my money into to make a lot? And it's like, bro,
Like
get the
what I'm
fuck out
trying
of
to
my
do
face.
is I'm just
Like,
trying to 1000x my investment.
yeah,
Do you have a
no.
good-
Yeah, something easy.
How can I turn 100 into a million like this year?
I heard it's pretty simple from you young bucks.
Yeah, so
Full
like that.
disclosure, though, the Shiba chart does actually kind of look good.
No, we're not looking at it. We're not looking at that shit. But yeah, like lower time frame. This is kind of what I see. I just saw this like earlier today. Threw it in the chat with us, and like we just rejected off of it again. Again, we can completely blow this out, but I think we're in a clear. This is like a TWAP type chart, like very
I like
much
the
like
retest of
controlled.
that EMA
Like look,
already.
we are compressing actually too, quite a bit. So yeah, I would just love to have a huge wick down. Not to hop off Bitcoin just yet, but I do want to show because we had like a nice wick down on ETH here, like something like this. It was a over 2% wick on it was a 30-minute. So kind of like looking for that same thing on Bitcoin, even though we haven't had it yet. Bitcoin's just so fucking strong. So many resting bids below us right now. So I would love to see some bids get pulled, just flush it down, because there's just so many clean resting stops. I mean, now you have this one, you have this one, you have this one. Like these are all low time frame stops, right? But they are fucking plenty of stops for the taking. So all of these are really clean to get taken.
100%.
And why I want to, and I think like intraday trades, Again, I'm already short underwater, but I think this is like a I'm under the water. I think this is a clean trade, and you could probably TP here as a scalp, and then probably hold the rest to like take out, come into this order block and TP. But I think this is a super clean trade, and this would be a nasty sell off too. Like I think you would have a lot of trapped liquidity if we don't rip out of here. This does look like a lot of pressure is being pressed up to the upside. But I think this, if we get a break of this trend line, we get confirmation below this low, and we start selling off, super clean short to take. And I think it's probably going to happen pretty quickly because volume's been quite high. And I think whenever you get the flushes in like the bullish type conditions, they happen quick, and then there's like a nice quick snapback.
Oh my god, I'm having deja vu right now.
Why is that?
Everything you just said, like I've heard of it. Like I'm having deja vu, like right now.
Did Mistake say it before? Or
No, I think that was like I don't even know if this was like a memory of a dream or something. I don't know.
yeah. I think crypto is just slowly making all of us completely insane and losing all grip on reality. Some faster than others.
So I think
mean,
also something to take into account though is like this is just a range. Like let's take out noise. Let's take out you know, let's just focus on this. This is literally just a range bound condition for right now, and for the time being, like you've had plenty of scalps to take, if you were trying to actively trade this. But I think technically speaking, low time frame, we're in our like probably a 15-minute, probably M15 trend. So I would look for a reaction off this trend line. If we bounce from this trend line and we start putting more pressure to the upside, it's going to be pretty fucking convincing that we might squeeze a bit higher. But I would, like I said, I would love to see a crack of this trend line start breaking down, seeing some sell side pressure. What else?
I feel like Bitcoin has this amazing ability to press really hard into resistance, and then everybody
Yep.
market longs the top because of the way how like just how convincingly strong it looks. Like just right now, it's just impossibly strong looking.
Also, like you bring
And
that
then
up,
it
look
dumps.
at the amount of volume that we've traded into this upper portion of the range here, and then look at the volumes down here. Like these are quick buybacks. We've like traded, transferred quite a bit of volume, I think, on this daily open.
Yeah, I feel like it's really time for a wick down before we keep going up.
Do you guys think it's a rising wedge?
I mean, those also break down.
Let me look.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at
So
that.
you're saying like this trend line, and then it's right here like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the same thing.
Because those are bearish, right?
Yeah, we get this. And I guess you could argue that it's something like that.
If we get a close below your lower trend line, like the lower bound trend line, then I don't know, we could cascade pretty damn quick.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why I like if you take the lows here and then you get the breakdown. You can get short here, probably put stops back up on this trend line, and then you can target 1, 2, and then final TP is here. Or you could just assume that this was like a scam pump, and we're basically back within this type of PA here where we like, oh, it's right here, where we're doing just these like daily fucking BARTs.
Yep.
These are terrible, but you could just kind of assume that it's probably the same type of PA if we break back down into the lows. And
What do we
that
say about Barts?
we don't second guess them.
Don't bet against Barts, right? I don't know. Sometimes it works.
I think your trade is about to work out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I think that
I would just put a stop like above 21.9, like tight. But
yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm personally not using hard stops right now because of some of the scams. Like I'd rather just take the slips or wait for like, because what you've seen happening too is you'll get a run up, it'll wick, come back, and then it'll actually trade up into that wick.
Yep.
There's an instance right here. Another instance is like the same shit that happened today. We had this wick up, we came back down, sold off, and then we've traded back up into it. So as long as you're not using super high leverage, I think you get an option to get out close to break even. I don't think you need to hop out on pumps.
Yeah.
Even though some of these are I mean, like this out of the bottom is crazy. What you don't want to see, in my opinion, is like a quick little deviation of this before heading up is probably fine. But trading into this leg would be a fucking disaster, and it would completely invalidate like most bullish thesis.
I just sent the chart I think is about to happen.
All right.
That's my prediction.
Did you?
And that's based off of a weekly breaker.
Okay. Let me copy this. Oh, why is it not fucking? Give me a second. The link's not. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties, chat. Please give a moment.
Oh god.
A moment of technical difficulty.
Okay. Yeah, this would be lovely.
I don't know. That seems like something I've seen Bitcoin do before.
Yeah, and it would need to snap out of the bottom. Like I want to let me show you, and it's playing exactly off what you're saying, but from like a Bitcoin low time frame perspective, like this is what I would want to see out of the bottom, right? Like this sell off, the buyback, come back, retest, and then send it. I was like the Dalai Lama meme, like the down, boom. Yep. That's what you want to see. So I think this would be like a perfect example of what we want to see on the sell off in Bitcoin. But yeah, I think we've covered Bitcoin pretty well. High time frame, possible local bottom. Look to enter longs on stop runs. I guess we can cover if it starts pushing higher. If we do push higher, what was your level, Float?
23,332.
Right around here, and it's kind of funny because that's like probably what I would target as well. I mean, you have a kind of an order block here that might prove a little bit of difficulty, but ultimately I'd probably aim for 2333 area because that's like that downtrend. So you squeeze out of here, and you probably have some type of pullback, and then probably land up in this area. And this downtrend that I have is like the macro downtrend. So it's off the all-time highs.
Oh wow, I didn't even have that. So yeah, that's pretty confluent.
Yeah, so I've been targeting this entire bottom region. Like from this sell-off, I was like, I want to, from this 25K sell-off on this sell-off down, because I was pretty certain that 17K was some type of local low forming. I was like, I want to be able to get long on some part of this sell-off and target that this downtrend in particular. I initially thought this was going to recover here and then push up, and I was aiming for like a 25K. But now that we sold off another leg, consolidated some more time, and then drove back up, I think aiming for that level of 23.3 is probably really fair, and it would satisfy my my condition of tapping that macro downtrend. If we break out of the macro downtrend, I think it even makes my on a probably on the D3 probably be more confident than any others. I don't think I'd be asking for much on a D3 break. That's when I'd have a lot more confidence aiming for that 37K level.
Yeah. I mean, even if we can get out above that point there with like convincing volume and like convincing just it's not really scammy. You know how once Bitcoin starts to really trend, it's just like
it's clean.
It just keeps going.
Yep.
Yeah, I seriously, I feel like if we can keep plowing through that 23,000 area, we will go to 30K. I mean, even quickly. Higher maybe, like you were saying, but
quickly.
I would say next one would be and it would be fast for sure. It's so crazy how much like those trend lines with the macro narrative, like the moves on Bitcoin, just the way how the psychology of the market changes, and everybody piles into these positions and risks on, and
I'll throw this
it's
up.
just amazing how fast it moves up.
I've just been like um looking at charts posted in chat. This one's actually pretty good. Like
Yeah,
the
I
low
think
is fairly
Who posted
similar.
it?
Honestly, let me see. This is Trex.
Oh, it's tracks. Yeah, okay.
I think this is a pretty good fractal. It's a bit different, right? But um,
yeah, I feel like those stops at like 25,000 are really unsafe
reminiscent
if
of
we start
this.
getting really bullish.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
reminiscent of this. But yeah, like if you like, I would like to. I mean, I can bring it up on our chart, but I think there's even like a kind of a stop run that happened here, which we haven't
Yeah.
had here. If you look right there, so like, I think on all of these, like I was trying to go back and look on like previous run ups, like how many stop runs do we have? And the other thing I was bringing up is like we're also at 20K. 20K is a lot different than 30K. Like that's to move price. It's not gonna
yeah.
take as much money. So that's
Also,
also something
guys,
to think about.
I gotta head out here soon.
Oh yeah,
But
no worries,
Oh
man.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Well, we're holding you hostage.
yeah.
no, yeah. So
Well, it's great having you on, dude.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks for joining in.
yeah.
You.
Hop on the next one soon whenever you guys.
I was gonna say, did you want to like look at Zcash real quick before you go?
Oh yeah,
Real quick.
let's
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
good. That's good. What? Yeah, it's ZEC.
ZEC. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Float. Give us
Okay.
your Zcash wisdom.
All right. Well, from a low time frame perspective, we ran the high that we are kind of like consolidating underneath right now, which is kind of concerning. But higher time frame, I was looking at this the other day, and I was thinking a run to like $77 would be pretty easy if Bitcoin keeps getting juice. So if you look at like the market structure of Bitcoin, and just like lagging behind, you have like Solana and Zcash. Um,
Actually looks like someone is very interested
It
in
trades
selling
super
price
clean.
here. Yeah. Like someone's interested in just holding at this level. Like
Barry Silbert.
like
yeah,
this I think this could actually like I think it's one of those that's gonna range for a bit and like other things will run. But I think once this starts to run, dude, there are just so many easy stops to take over here, like even
Oh
more
yeah.
so than a lot of other coins.
yeah, it's one of my favorites because it just really rips. As soon as it starts going, it rips. But I don't really watch a ton of stuff. I just kind of watch Bitcoin. I watch Zcash, and I don't know. I don't even really watch much else. I watch Solana actually. I've been watching a lot of Solana lately. Um, but to me it kind of reminds me of those pairs that lag out and have like this nice little rounding double bottom with a higher low,
Yeah.
with a higher, like on a higher time frame. And I don't know, for me I take Zcash with a grain of salt, and every time I get involved I try to bet because it moves really fast. But for me right now it's just all reliant on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't know. This looks pretty fucking good, dude. I think I actually like this. I might add it to my watch list and throw some money at it. It seems to be trading pretty cleanly.
It's got a
Yeah,
ton of history.
I think that the best target from like here, if we can hold this zone, like the mid range of this little, double bottom we have going on, if that mid range can somehow hold some strength and keep price above it,
Like 61.
77. Yeah, exactly. I'd say 77 is like gonna happen pretty quickly.
Well, chat, you heard it from the Zcash Maxi himself.
Yeah, if you don't already own some
Buy
Zcash,
now, and you will. There's almost a guaranteed chance that you are up 20%.
and make sure to look at the Zcash Bitcoin chart going back to I think 2013.
Yeah, and then you'll really become a maxi like me.
Yeah, don't worry. At some point in time, we'll be back here.
Yeah, I
It's only
think
a matter of time
Yeah, it's
before
just a
we
matter of
make a
time
new
before
high.
you're all.
We gotta make
yeah,
a new
all
high.
time, next alt season.
Zcash, let's fucking
Wow,
go.
easy, easy. All right, I don't want to hold you any longer. Thanks for hopping on Float.
Yeah, where can
Appreciate it,
people
man.
find you?
Yeah, plug yourself in
Plug,
chat.
plug, plug, plug.
Well, I mean, I obviously Twitch sometimes, so my Twitch is Floatxbt, and then Twitter, I will basically post random conspiracy theories or charts, depending on your mood. But I've been trying to stick to mostly trading lately. But
I think charts are a form of conspiracy theory.
touche, my friend, touche. But yeah, I gotta run, guys. But thanks for having me, and it was a lot of fun. And thanks for the laughs.
Yep, thanks for
Appreciate
hopping
it,
on,
man.
dude. It was good
Yeah,
hanging.
I'll
yeah.
talk to you guys soon.
Yep, see ya.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Peace.
TA can't melt steel beams.
Oh wait, Folus is in here.
What's up, dude?
Oh, what's up, Folus?
What's up, man? Yeah, so just a quick recap of Bitcoin since there was a huge lag there for Zcash. We're looking for this, get short, low, low, and then look to long any type of rounding bottom, right? So we're looking at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for
You get
the
long
fair
here.
value gap believers out there,
There.
there are some pretty major ones below us. So unless you're trying to knife catch, you could wait for some consolidation.
You think are you knife catching?
Me, no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, I think it's too early to knife catch, and like all that, like how bullish I am, like in general, that this is a local low and whatever else crazy shit that I've said, that I still do believe. We're not in the frothy type market just yet where you can like sleep with 20x leverage. Like I do think there is going to be a point like very soon where you can keep 20, 30x leverage open like without too much worry as long as like some of the positions are in profit. But we're just not there yet. I think keeping it like low leverage, like tighter risk is still smart. Like once we start breaking into like the 23s and 24s, like that's whenever I'm like, okay, we're probably heading much higher. And that's whenever you can probably start leaving up those like higher levered positions. But yeah, definitely like we're not there yet. Don't get too excited just yet, but I think your willy can start getting tickled a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically what I see is I think ES has to at least head a little bit lower, maybe fill the gap. And I know we talked a little bit about correlation and whether that's still happening one to one, but either we break out of the upper trend line or the yellow line and actually get some closes above it. That to me will be the sort of confirmation that we're going to go higher. But until then, I definitely lean towards we're going to get a flush.
I mean, here we are. Like we've basically fucking infinite sell since this high was put in on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
So did it SFP?
Did it?
Oh, it didn't run the highs. I mean, also like I don't think this is a top either. Like I was looking at the H12 yesterday, whenever it was like right here, and I was like, this is not a top. I still don't think this is a top, to be honest. Like this just doesn't feel like a top at all.
No.
Not really concerned about it being a top. I think you'd at least have like another run to the highs. If you're trapped long, like I'm not telling you what to do, but I wouldn't be too scared if like you don't want to get out of the position. You'll probably get out break even. As I said, just completely flushes the entire move.
Oh god, yeah, that would wreck so many people. It'd be so typical.
It'd be bad. Like I actually think, like I don't want it to happen because like I want to be bullish, right? Like we make most money in like trending upward
Hmm.
trending markets. Like, but
Yeah,
what fucking how funny would it be if this shit just like one candle
dude. Right back to point of breakout.
right
It
back?
could fucking happen. Like honestly,
No, it would be so unbelievably painful because honestly, the entire trend line is so lit up right now, and
yeah.
that is like a bit scary, right? Like,
I mean,
uh,
we are like just there's so much air, right? Like you just look at this chart, look at all that. I don't know.
yeah, it seems like just reminds me of like a fat chick with like skinny legs.
Yeah,
Like,
solid
like,
support is what you're trying
yeah,
to say, right?
yeah, like as soon as they like start falling over, it's like womp.
Oh God.
So it's just kind of like something that I'm thinking about. That if this does start to go, it's so fucked. That's why I'm not gonna knife catch. I'll just wait for like even if it ripped
Maximum
like
influence.
yeah, even if it like even if it wicks and I could have gotten in like an extra percent on the wick, I would rather just fucking wait for like low time frame market structure to form now. Cause I already know, like I said, there's so many resting bids all in this area.
Yeah.
Everyone and the fucking brothers waiting to get filled on these pullbacks, and that's why I'm a bit scared why I'm short and why I have no resting bids.
So Folis is in chat right now. He's kind of sounds like he's fairly confident. I don't know how much time you have, Folis, but if you wanted to hop in, give us your
Wait,
thoughts real quick. You're free to do so. Otherwise, don't worry.
pullback to fill imbalances, nothing to worry about. Momentum of the that pullback is key. Yeah, so that's kind of like the what we were saying is like we want to take out these stops, but we kind of want to see like controlled selling. We want to see a quick buyback, and the type of buyback that I want to see is like let me do this. This is the type of buyback that I would want to see on BTC. All right, I would want to see like the quick wick out of the lows, come back, retest, and then full send to the um reback right back into range.
Very clean.
So that's kind of what I want to look at. But BTC does still look better than ETH. ETH BTC is bleeding off, unfortunately. It was fun while it lasted, but there's a clear rollover of capital from BTC into from ETH into BTC.
Trade
And
volumes as well.
oh yeah, do you have like 24-hour volumes quick? Because I think we shared them last
Uh,
time, and like ETH was like 6x the volume of like what BTC was.
yeah, let me pull it up. I mean, if you just go to like, for example, if you just want to look at FTX, since they're such a market mover, if you go to ftx.com/markets and then perpetuals, you'll see that um, Bitcoin is ahead of ETH, which wasn't the case for like weeks. Um, although ETH does actually have more open interest on FTX, but I think that most people would probably agree that's primarily because of hedging
Oh, okay, I see what
into
you're
into
saying.
the
Yeah, so
merge.
it's
Yeah.
actually taking it over.
Yeah, I
So
mean that's normal. Like Bitcoin was, number one 24-hour volume for perps. Like that was consistent for the longest time, and
oh
then ETH
yeah,
overtook it for I don't know a few weeks. I can't remember
but I mean
exactly,
this
but
is the first time that I see it. I mean it may have been the same like the past couple of days. I haven't looked the past couple of days, but I know that yeah, what you showed me last time, like maybe a few days ago or maybe a week ago, ETH was like multiple X higher than that of Bitcoin. So
oh
yeah,
yeah, we were talking hundreds of millions. Yeah, yeah, it was extremely significant.
yeah, so I think this is kind of the shift in market conditions that we were speaking about. It's like once we see
Mhm.
the volume shift, is that good or bad for the market? And like so far, it's been good. Like
Yeah, I mean, a number of people, at least that I follow on crypto Twitter, have said, like post merge, if we're still bullish, then Bitcoin is really going to take off, especially if we look at Bitcoin dominance charts.
we got one here. Yeah, and this is what I was targeting. Like this, I had two circles here. I deleted the one because So I had here, and then like here is where like, because technically speaking, it's just a range, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we put in a major macro bottom, then you know, it's not uh, like there's a decent chance that we put in like at least test a high of some kind.
You know, I mean, this is what I mean. This is either dumping or it's all season.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean that's also something I've been looking at, and I mean, I'm not really an altcoin trader, but I've been looking at altcoins, and they're not trading super cleanly right now. And I think like BTC has these huge TWAP run ups, and then they wick, and then they start consolidating to the upside. And whenever this happens, like those altcoins, they'll like wick up, and then they'll like sell off like
Yep.
lower than what it was before the fucking Bitcoin pump. So the trading altcoins might be a little bit like tricky right now, I think. At least for me personally, like watching the charts, like
I think
lower
if
time
you're
frame.
if you're really good at identifying like PWAP style patterns on alt charts, then basically once that TWAP pattern starts to break, it might be time to like either risk off or look for a good short entry,
Oh
depending on
yeah,
just like overall market um, bullishness or not.
yeah, and then I guess we can hop and check ETH quick. ETH overall, like a higher time frame. Let me clean the fucking mess out quick. I mean, this looks super clean. This is what we were saying is like this is basically the equivalent of BTC at like 29K, right? Like
Mm.
off of market bottom where we're at position wise. Higher time frame, I like threw out 37K as like a higher time frame target that I'm looking at for Bitcoin, and then the same would be for like ETH. Kind of looking for 26K ETH. So you could just pull this fib. Oh, there it is. I
Yep.
already had it. Yeah, so I think like this area here, I tweeted it. I think it's an interesting level. Like, obviously, this isn't gonna happen like tomorrow, next week, probably not
What?
even next month. Yeah, I know. What you're not going up 50%? But no, I think
You
like
lied to me.
by end of year, like if that is like some type of more local bottom being put in for the next couple of months before
Mm.
retesting it, or even a macro bottom. I think this is like a good higher time frame target to aim for. It would be, what is this, like another 50% up, which I don't think is unreasonable to ask for. And it would be kind of the same idea as Bitcoin with the 37K would be testing the previous range of distribution, and kind of the same idea here. So you had like this distribution top here, and you'd be kind of like underside retesting this entire top. So that's kind of like very high time frame speculative price targets, assuming that, again, it's all on the assumption that this is some type of local bottom, local low.
Yeah. I mean, I think if we're kind of at the point with Bitcoin dominance, ETH BTC trade volumes, that if we do get a flush on Bitcoin, that it doesn't matter that we had crazy ETH strength for what 6 weeks, and we've got the merge coming up in less than 2 weeks. Um, like I think ETH and alts are going to get hit way harder if we do get a solid flush.
Oh yeah, I think all coins are gonna get wrecked, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean, not all of them. It kind of depends on sort of how they're performing against ETH and Bitcoin right now. It's also a question of like, let's assume that when we get to the merge, like we've already had a significant pullback, or like, what if we get a significant pullback going into the merge? Does that mean that people are going to close out all of the hedges that they've, kept open up until the merge? Uh, it'll be interesting, especially to watch like open interest for dated futures as well.
you're gonna provide us with all that information next review, right?
Yeah. Let me, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Um, yeah. So speaking of ETH, I think if we're saying it's gonna get wrecked, if or not wrecked, like a more significant pullback. Probably come back to like 1660 if we get a flush, right? Like we saw on just that small Bitcoin sell pressure, ETH like wicked pretty hard. So I think there's probably, a more significant amount of stop, probably higher leverage, higher beta play it's going to be to the downside. So
Do you have like a sort of like higher time frame trend line on ETH,
I
sort of
actually
from
haven't
like the
really
lows?
looked at it to be honest. I mean, I have this one here, you know, I think it's a really good. I mean, this chart's a fucking mess,
Yeah.
but
So like imagine if we like return to the mean. You know what I mean?
yeah, like
Uh,
this is a very clear, I think, bottom type trend line where if you were to extend this here, like this is some type of deviation, and then we're back above here.
hmm. So like if we did get like a significant flush, I think one possibility is that we like return to that lower trend line, depending on like how long it takes us for the flush to basically stop.
Yeah, I mean
But
be pretty brutal. There's like a chunk of consolidation here that, to be
mhm.
honest, I think if like that gets ran, that's really fucking bad for ETH. I would definitely want to see like this type of lower formation form. So this was like, we deviated, then we got below, and then this was resistance. And now, this technically should be support because this was the consolidation before the drive higher. I expect it to come down and retest because this would be like retesting, you know, the SR flip, and then you could drive higher. But getting back below this consolidation here, I think would be really rough for ETH in general.
Definitely.
So what trade setups, I guess, that you would want to look at? Like this is assuming that we flush, we come back down, we would want to see some type of buyback, and here you would have your like low time frame bullish market structure. You can go long. I think upward targets. Let me move this shit out of the way. Like 1900, 1880, something like that, and then I have this line at 2000, but there's an unbelievable amount of juicy stops resting at the highs here, right? I think this shit gets taken super quickly once we start trending because there's a lot of easy stops to take here on the left hand side, right? You have this large wick. There's probably a bunch of stops resting there. This like nice, top block before the sell off. So I think like these two sets get ran super quickly and it'll probably happen in one go. So I think out of the lows, you'll probably start
Mhm.
ripping, you'll start trending, and then you'll grind up. And then I think it's going to be like a fucking huge blow off if I had to guess.
Really? Okay. So
That's how I'm seeing because the amount of liquidity that's resting here, I think it's gonna fucking chad through it. And then you also have this stop here, the stop here, and this stop here. Like there's just these lined up stops, and I think they probably go in like one weekly, and then that would leave us like with a really huge wick, which
hmm,
like that's looking out like a weekly time frame, but I see it happening like pretty quickly.
okay. Yeah, I mean, like my I guess optimistic target for ETH at the merge was 2K.
Mm.
So sort of depending on how it goes, um,
I
like
mean that's a really good target. Like
I mean,
2K in
what
general,
macro
like
is doing, what indices are doing, like how the actual merge goes, like what the airdrops look like, all of that shit. If there's like a real fork that gets adopted by all the exchanges, all those things are going to play together, and like all are the shorts going to unwind and all of that. I think will really have an impact on whether we can hold above that psychological price point.
yeah, and I think something to bring up is the merge is when.
I mean, it's not like a set time and date. It's based off, I think the blog. Like you can search ETH merge on Google, and it will give you a countdown. So it says 3 days, 1 hour, and 8 minutes.
So
Yeah, so
that
it's estimated based on difficulty and hash rate. So
so like
like that
Tuesday,
that can
Wednesday, right?
change. Oh yeah, and we have to do a stream. Like we'll
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
for
do one
sure. And something
super.
to think about is like we have the CPI print coming up, right?
Yep,
What is it, on Tuesday?
I think so.
Yep, and then we have GDP on Wednesday.
I gotta
Or
pull up
what
the
is it?
Forex Factory calendar.
I think chat is the
Chat.
chat. Please
Chat.
help. Yes.
Yeah, so we got CPI on Tuesday.
PPI Wednesday. My bad.
Unemployment. No, that's Australia.
Yeah. So
Consumer sentiment on Friday, but that's
I
I don't know
think
what
the
that
big
is.
thing you're looking for is the Tuesday CPI print. So
Absolutely. Yep.
um
Mm-hmm.
so obviously a lot of volatility then. I would assume just kind of business as usual until then. And as you guys know, I'm not a like a volatility type trader, so I'll set sideline and I'll let it clear out whatever the once the dust settles, I'll look to get positioned. Um, but
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that
depending upon the results that are given, or I guess the whether we're flipping to more a dovish stance, I think that could really send the fucking market. Like,
oh yeah.
and although I used to like the guy a lot more, although he's still probably just as good as a trader, like Pentoshi. I saw him put something out like he's like changing his macro stance, and he's always been like pretty accurate when it comes to more macro conditions.
Mm.
Back
Mm.
like even back when I didn't trade and I was just like looking at like people that my friend followed on Twitter. Um, I always saw that he was like pretty in tune with more macro conditions, and he thinks we're at a point where a bottom is closed. He doesn't know if the bottom's in yet, but like the worst of the worst has already happened, and like we're kind of just in a um, point of consolidation and accumulation. So yeah, I'm kind of curious on what CPI print brings to the markets, and I think if it is is a more dovish or neutral stance, you could probably see the markets move quite significantly after that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fun week, or at least a very interesting week, no matter what.
Didn't who Teabag who sold most of his spot at Pentoshi? I know I saw Don Alt sold most of his,
Yeah, he started closing out some of his alt positions as well.
which I mean makes sense because this guy was literally buying like the macro lows. I mean, he's up pretty significantly. He's
Mm-hmm.
up like 70-80% on most of his stuff. So, yeah, I think that mostly wraps it up. Do you have anything else?
Um, no, not really. Doesn't seem we're not actually getting like 800 different people in chat being like, "Can you chart?"
Uh,
You know,
can you chart NDZPT coin 200 million market cap going to moon? No, I can't chart
uh,
that, bro. I'll fucking look at fucking Bitcoin. Uh, Chad, do you have any questions?
well, good for that guy for listening so closely that he can actually like write what you said.
Dude, he's like typing it on a trading view.
Like, wait a second, is
Yeah,
this
wait,
not a
is
real
it?
coin?
This isn't a coin.
Damn it!
Can you do SHIB? No.
Give 1 second chart. But yeah, I mean, one thing that I've kind of been looking at recently a lot is depending on how you have your watch list set up, I've been adding, obviously, like most people are going to look at, ETH BTC and some of the majors, but alts especially, I think have really shown their strength or their weakness based off their relation to Bitcoin and ETH, which is like duh, that's a major thing. But if you don't already have your alts with like the BTC and the ETH pair, it's a good idea to add it to your charts or your watch list.
Opinion on ETH merge and how it'll affect price short term. I think it's going to be a non-event, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're bullish until the merge. Overall, doesn't mean we won't get a pullback, but
Dude, look at this fucking this. It's clearly a TWAP. Like, it's fucking. It's a 15-minute TWAP. It's just still holding. Unreal.
yeah, it's a good question. The way it is 89. I saw some polls on Twitter of like all the proof of work coins that are at least have some kind of a market cap and what people think the miners will go to next, like the non ASIC miners. And yeah, there's like ETC, RVN, and a bunch of other ones, but like ERGO, which I think is, I don't even know what that is. Um, I think we'll have time. Like the market is going to need some time to figure that out. Like RVN already did like a 70% pump, so in my mind, unless it like maintains some like pretty significant levels, RVN is probably done. I could definitely be wrong though. The RVN chart, at least to me, looks like it's going like it's heading down to, I don't know, like previous weekly high point of breakout.
And Adam, is this a bull flag or is it a? Are they about to Bart?
Oof, what is that? The 4 hour?
Yeah. Are we flagging or are we Barton?
I gotta pull that up on my chart.
I think it might be a flag, to be honest.
No, it's been really, really strong. Don't you think there's gonna be like some rotation?
You would think. Look at this fucking run up. Holy shit. 50%. Yeah, BTC is about to completely wipe out the. It really is just a range then, right? Like this is still a low time frame range. I mean, we just bounced from mid of the range, technically speaking. Aligns with their trend line too. So yeah, I think it's probably an M15 TWAP. And we're just gonna keep applying pressure to the upside, and then we're gonna get our pop. Yeah, I don't know. There's really not much else to say. Is there any other questions, chat? Been on here for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I think we should just wrap it up.
What is TWAP? Time weighted average price. ETH flaccid as fuck in comparison.
Oh god.
That's not what your mom said about me. All right.
All right. Well, I think that's a good stream.
Yeah, it's a good way to wrap it up. All right, guys. Thanks for hopping on. Be sure to follow myself as well as Lad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That is
On
Mistakes Trader on Twitter.
A very thought out name.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we definitely have to do some stream stuff around the merge.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. What stream schedule? It's every single Sunday. You get one of these.
At a random time that we decide the day of.
The day of, yeah. It's somewhere between 7 p.m. EST to like 10 p.m. EST.
Uh-huh.
So just within that time frame, but there will be tweets out about it.
Yeah, he says get your life together.
Nice.
No, I mean, like, that's why it's not consistent.
Yes, exactly. Because I have a life outside of this. Well, I tell myself that.
Yeah.
What?
Me too. All right.
So,
chat, thanks for
Twitter.
Thanks for watching, checking in. Yep.
All right.
Catch you next time. No,
Bye,
I'll try and get
guys.
this on YouTube ASAP.
Bye.
Bye.